guys, you're locked in at the right time and place. Why couldn't the athlete listen to her music?
No. Hello.
Because she'd broken the record.
Perfect.
That's actually a good one.
Welcome to the first episode of the Musically Harmony Madly podcast.
This is by Woodpecker Youth Club with your hosts Dave, Shania, Kaleb, Kaiden, Shkye, and Tiana.
We are very excited to have an amazing panel of musicians we will be interviewing today.
From this podcast, you can expect chatty interviews with musicians talking on a range of subjectives.
For today, our subject is body image, and we will talk more on that later with our guests.
First, can each musician introduce themselves?
Hi, my name's May.
Hi, my name is Thabo.
Hi, my name is Toby.
I am Violet Phones.
When did you decide to start singing? And this question's for me.
I decided to start singing when I was about 11. Well, my mum decided that I was going to start singing when I was 11 because she made me join the church choir, even though I really didn't want to. And then I got into it, and that's when I started really liking singing. So 11.
Okay. And who did you look up to when you were younger, and how has it changed later in life?
Well, I looked up to a few people, some of the people that you might not have heard of, but hopefully you have. So Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, D'Angelo, Destiny's Child, Aaliyah, Missy Elliott, those kind of people. And also listen to like UK grime and garage. And then as I got older, I started to listen to more genres of music. So not just like R&B and soul and hip hop, but also like alternative music, Brazilian music, jazz, electronic. Yeah.
Okay, and when did you start taking your career seriously?
Oh, probably when I was about 19. I realized I didn't want to, which is kind of late actually, but yeah, I was about 19, and I realized I didn't want to go to uni to do to study a language. So I was meant to study Mandarin Chinese, which is pretty random, but then I decided I wanted to do music instead. So it was kind of like a big change that was like out of the blue. But my family were all like, yeah, go for it. And so I did a music degree instead.
Okay. And what's your biggest achievement so far?
My biggest achievement is probably being on the FIFA 19 playlist a couple years ago, which was really cool because it was totally unexpected, and it was really fun having like friends send like video clips of them playing FIFA and like hearing my voice while they're playing, and I was like, that's cool. So yeah, that's probably my biggest achievement.
Okay. And do you ever feel like you have to act a certain way around different musicians?
To be honest, like maybe when I was first started out, I might have felt a bit like I wasn't cool enough to be a musician or to like hang around with certain artists. But then like I quickly started to realize that people connect with you much better when you're just being yourself and you're just being like who you are, because it kind of it comes across better, and people connect more to people who are humble and friendly. So yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had any personal struggles around body image that have affected your music?
Oof, that's a deep question. Definitely, yeah. I think that when I was a teenager, I definitely had like body confidence issues, and I didn't feel like I was good looking, and that made me feel like, oh well, you can't be a musician because especially as a female musician, you have to look a certain way or whatever. And then I kind of like overcame that, and I just decided that this is what I want to do, and I just need to kind of go for it. And that what's even more important than the outside is the inside. So trying to be a good person on the inside reflects on the outside.
Do you have any well-known musicians that helped you when you first started?
Yeah, so my second ever single was called Step In, and it was discovered on Twitter by Koji Radical. I don't know if you've heard of Koji Radical. And he like shared it on his Instagram, and he actually filmed himself singing along to the song and put it on Instagram. And so that's how like a few people discovered me. So that was really nice. And he also put a few of my singles on his Spotify playlist over the years. And I also got an opportunity, like really early on when I was still in uni, to perform on a show on BBC called Jules Holland, which maybe your parents know. And that was really fun. I got to perform with a guy called Brian Eno, who's like kind of like a legend producer and artist. So that was really fun. And yeah.
How long do you leave in between releasing songs?
It really depends on the project itself. For example, like over 2019/2020, I released like a trio of EPs, and it was all relating to like the season. So I did like summer, autumn, winter, and because the projects were to do with the seasons, they had to be released during that season. So that was a big challenge because normally I would like do an EP and then maybe leave 6 months, give myself time to like create again. But in between, I might do a 1 or 2 singles. But with this kind of like trio of projects, I had to release it, all 3 of them, in 8 months, so that they'd actually be released when it was winter and when it was summer and when it was autumn. So yeah, it really depends on what the project is. But it's been a year since I released my last EP because I was unwell. I had coronavirus actually, and then long COVID, so it took me a long time to kind of like recover. But now I have a new EP coming later this year, so I'm really excited.
Okay, we've got some for Thabo next.
Did your family support you like when you first started music? So when you first joined the music industry?
Short answer is no.
Oh.
My dad used to say to me, from the time when I was a kid, he'd say, "Thabo, singing does not put food on the table." And when so I grew up knowing that, okay, even though I loved singing, this was not something that I was going to do with my life. And it took until I was about 21 when I came to England. I came to England when I was about 18. So about 21, now that I'm away from home, I thought, what do I really want to do with my life? And my mom and dad are not here. Right, let me see about this music thing. And it took me about 3-4 years to finally admit to them that, so I'm not doing the architecture or the marketing thing that I was investigating. I'm really, really interested in music. And the craziest thing is my dad said, of course, it's obvious. We're in youth. Of course you're going to do music. And I remember thinking, wait, from the time I was a kid, you told me singing doesn't put food on the table. But when I'm 21 and I tell you this is what I'm going to do, my dad said, yeah, that makes perfect sense, and I approve. So they didn't support me when I first started, but once I confessed to my transgressions, they said, okay, cool. The support came.
Okay, interesting. My second question is, do you still have people who inspire you today, and who are they?
When I was about 6, there were 3 records in the house that I listened to, or 3 artists that I listened to over and over again. Dolly Parton, Bob Marley, Michael Jackson. Those are my 3, and to this day, I've added more people, but to this day they still have an effect on me. Their songwriting, their understanding of who they are, the fact that they all just seem to be on a mission. I love that, and even now, if I go back into their records, I find something new. So those to me are that's the trinity for me: Dolly Parton, Michael Jackson, and Bob Marley.
Nice. Has body image or like judgment from others ever stopped you from doing anything?
The only thing body image has ever stopped me from doing is wearing shorts. I have this thing, or when I was younger, I had this thing about my legs. And for the life of me, couldn't tell you. You know, the crazy thing is, you think that your legs are different from other people's legs. So you think, at least that's how I thought. I used to think, man, I've got skinny legs. Why would I be wearing shorts? And then I'd see other people with skinny legs like mine wearing shorts, and I think, wow, they're wearing shorts. But it never occurred to me that I could also wear shorts. So it took years. Even now, just the idea. Yeah, I'm calmer now. But yeah, wearing shorts is the only thing that I'm still getting around to. This summer, I've decided that I'm going to wear shorts all summer and see how I get on. So that's the only thing body image has ever stopped me from doing.
Okay, nice. I have one more question,
Sure.
and that is, has there ever been a time where you just wanted to stop because of hate online or negativity?
Short answer is no. I think I'm fortunate because someone told me something very crucial very early on. Then they said everything that happens online is entertainment. Be it positive, be it negative. Even the comments are entertainment. And the best thing you have to do is to trust the people offline. So pick 5 people that you're just gonna, whose opinion matters to you and whose opinion you trust, and navigate everything from those 5 people. So I've never really had an issue. Even when I post, I'll post and I leave. So even when people come with positive, I'm grateful. If they come with negative, I'm grateful. But I don't even stick around long enough, because if I don't know you offline, your opinion online can only, and if I only know you from online, it can only go so far. So I don't really take it to heart. Anything that happens online, I don't take to heart. So has there been a time? No. When I wanted to stop because of online activities? No. Offline activities, yeah, but not not online. An online activity has made me think about stopping.
Okay, thank you.
What year and what happened? How old was you when you started your career?
Officially, I was probably about 22.
No, when you just started, not officially.
Understood. So, okay, if I go back to when I started singing, I was probably about 8 years old. And we used to have a church in our house every single night. And my dad would say to my older sister and I, okay, and he would count, he'd do this thing, we go 1, 2, 3, sing. And without telling us what song we were going to sing or anything, that was his way of getting us to sing. So every night my sister, my older sister and I would sing. And then we took that to church when we were about 11. And I guess I start singing when I'm 8, publicly when I'm about 11. And then the first time I record anything or I'm anywhere near a microphone is when I'm about 22.
What some advice would you give your younger self when it comes to body positivity and self-confidence?
The one thing I would tell myself about confidence is learn how to dance. I'm not talking about a 2-step social dancing, but I have friends who are dancers, and there's something about there's something about the way they move, which is so inspiring. And I've always thought to myself that dancing is a really good way to know your own body and become confident in what your body can do. So if there's one thing I would tell myself is definitely dance as much as possible.
Have you ever felt nervous when performing live, and how do you overcome it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm one of those people where I'm not nervous for the whole day, and then half an hour before, whoo, I start hyperventilating. My stomach starts jumping, and that's me for about half an hour. And I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. You have to go to the toilet and make sure that there's nothing in your system. And that's a real thing. It's a very real thing. When you find yourself in that position, that happens. And then another strange thing for me, I have to empty my pockets. There can't be anything jingling in my pockets, nothing attached to me. Everything that I have on has to be absolutely essential. The other thing I will tell you, though, on a deeper level about how do you overcome any nerves is preparation. I found over the years that the more prepared I was, the less nervous I got. And there's a direct correlation when you know what's going to happen on stage and you're prepared for it, you can calm down. Really, really, really calm down. And that has helped me. The other last little trick that I have is I remember the first phone number that when you're a kid, maybe it's different now because everyone's got phones. When we were children, there was only one phone in the house, and when it rang, we would all run to try and answer the phone. So the phone number was 44764, and we say 44764, hello, and that is my calmest, happy place, if I could say it that way. And just before a gig, I go to that space, and you might find me just backstage going 44764, hello, 44764, hello, and it just brings all the pressure out of the situation.
Okay, thank you. And there's one more question. Have you ever had a bad gig where the audience was very nice towards you?
Short answer, no. No. I've had gigs where the audience were a little tough, where you're like, whew, they don't seem to be in the mood. But again, when you come from a church background, it's something that you kind of get used to. You have to feel them out. It's like having a conversation with someone you've never met. You can go, hey, what's up? And they go, oh, okay, calm down. Or you could go, hey, how you doing? Everything okay? How was your day? So everything is about how you engage with your audience. And you learn over the years that, okay, if they're not in the mood, don't try and force them. Just come in softly. Hey, we're going to do this. We're going to start here. We're going to build to here. So I'm fortunate that I've never really had things thrown at me or people boo. Damn it. There was one time when I got booed. I got to Bristol and I said, what's up, Brighton? And it was so mad. So I just said, my friend who was on stage with me said, so we're not going to take that line down. On the count of 3, everyone just boo him. So it counted down to 3 and everyone booed. It was the right thing to do. I apologize, but we had a great gig after that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Wicked. So up next, we're going to have some song snippets from each of our artists. So we've got May up first.
Every year you make it clear you'll never take it back. Anything I say becomes a way to relaunch your attack. When the sand is running low, will you come out from your hole? Is there something I don't know? Let go. I have said everything I can.
there's a clip. I'm supposed to talk about it. So, Saw, it was on my last EP that I released in February last year, just before I got sick, actually. So, that song is about, I wrote that about like having a difficult relationship with like a family member or a loved one, and kind of putting yourself out there to try and like make amends with them or like fix the situation, and them not being like very reciprocating it, or them not trying their best to resolve it as well. So yeah, that's what Saw is about. But I kind of wanted to make it a song, even though it's kind of about a sad topic. I wanted to make it have a good beat, so you could at least like dance to it and be like, okay, well, this is the situation. I've tried to resolve it and it's not happening, so at least I can like dance. That's basically what Saw's about.
Thank you. We got Thabo up next.
By any means, if it's necessary, even if it leads to the cemetery. If I need to, I'll shoot the sheriff, 'cause he don't deal with those who treat us unfairly. Don't worry, man, you ain't in any danger. After all, your music's based on cheap conversations. While in the meantime, we done graduated to say the types of things that can get you assassinated. This ain't peace, but a V for vendetta. And the intention is to ruffle feathers, then expose all the lame agendas perpetrated by those who claim to represent us. Radio wants a lullaby, but my number ain't no one to die. So set me up and put me on trial. That may be the only chance I get to testify.
Blessings. So, this song is kind of combining two of my favorite people, Bob Marley and Malcolm X. And I was thinking about what kind of song would be appropriate to sing before Malcolm X's speech, and what kind of music Bob Marley would listen to in his spare time. And the lyrics come from different aspects of things that they said. So the first line is "by any means necessary," which is a well-known Malcolm X phrase. And then I think the third line is I talk about the sheriff, who Bob Marley talks about in "I Shot the Sheriff." And I was trying to figure out a way to decide what kind of musician I would be, whether I would be the type of guy who was going to come and say, "Hey, let's go spend money," or let's go, can I say, let's dance for no reason and for all reasons, or if I was going to say something meaningful. And that song came out of looking and wanting to say something meaningful. And that's why it's so lyrically dense and heavy.
Thank you so much, Thabo. We got Toby up next.
it's an amazing experience to play people music on Zoom like this. So I really appreciate that. This song was off the last release that I put out, which was 4 tracks where I really felt like I found my sound. I found the sound that I've been trying to make for however many years of working on music. So that track was called Welcome, as in welcome to the experience of me sharing my sound. So, and I think sonically it fits with the welcoming feeling. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Toby. That was great. And we've got Manny next.
Hey guys. Basically, the song's about if we do get it playing, it's about a friend who had a baby during lockdown. So it's quite a recent one.
Walking down the street, minding my own, finding my tone when I speak to you. Yeah, to you. I tell you what, I bet you've been through a lot, saying the same things. I think I've seen you before. Man, this is crazy. Thank you for the opportunity, man. Just laying it all down, you know. At the end of the day, it's just all therapy, you know. I tell you what, it's not what I thought. Been a lot of places, it was just next door. She was just next door. It wasn't planned, I had her on the back. Now she's telling me I'm what she's looking for.
Cool. So next up we have some questions for Toby.
Okay. My first question is, who is your favorite artist or musician?
Well, first, I must say that is a very difficult question to pick just one. But I would say at the moment, my favorite artist is called, his name is Raz G. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us on this planet, but I'm finding him and his music very, very inspiring. And he's a beat maker, or was a beat maker from Los Angeles. And he really explored kind of connecting his sense of a human being having a spiritual experience to exploring the sonic possibilities and rhythms and beats and just I'm finding it hard to sum him up, but he's amazing. Raz G, yeah.
Cool. And my second question is, what genre of music do you make?
It depends on the project, but broadly I'd say experimental electronic music.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so Toby, how long does it take to produce a beat?
So that also depends. At the moment, I haven't had so much time to work on music. So often when I do sit down, I try to create an idea there and then, just like a loop or maybe a structure of a track. And that won't take too long, but then refining that idea will happen in shorter sessions for a longer period of time, if that makes sense. So yeah, it can depend, but overall, I think it's good to take time to really craft rather than rushing things. Yeah.
Okay, so do you write the beats yourself or do you do it in a team?
Mostly I make beats myself, but I really like collaborating with people, and yeah, I'm always up for collaboration.
Do you do anything to help you get in the zone to write?
Yeah, there are a few things. So I think lighting some incense just to have a nice smell in the room can help set the vibe. Also lowering the lights just so it's a bit dimmer. I don't like working in bright lights. and then also imagining a scene, an image, or a concept, or a feeling in my head, and just taking a moment to embody that and then try and let that flow into the music.
If you had to collab with one artist, who would it be and why?
So this question had me thinking, and there are a lot of artists that I think are amazing, but I don't necessarily think I would collaborate with them because what they're doing already is so good. There is one artist from the early 2000s called Miss Jade. And she released this amazing album with Timbaland on production. And unfortunately, she didn't do anything since. But I would love to work with her on her second ever album and make something of the same kind of style, and because I think the album is incredible, and yeah, I'd love to work with a vocalist like her.
Who was the first person to collab with you?
I'd say the first proper collaboration was with a friend of mine called Lloyd, on one of the first proper tracks I put out, and he wrote the guitar lines to an instrumental sort of drum track that I'd made, and that turned out to be, well, it's probably my most popular song, and still to this day I'm really happy with how the collaboration went, and it wouldn't be the song it is without that collaboration. So yeah.
Is anyone in your family also a musician?
My dad plays a bit of clarinet and saxophone, not too seriously, but that's the only musical element of my family, really. Yeah.
Thanks.
Great. So now we've got some questions for Maggie.
Hey.
Okay, cool. What is the most views that you have gotten on a song?
I think probably about 1 million and a bit, and that's from a song that I released recently called On One. Yeah, about 1.5 million views on Spotify.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, if you could play another instrument, what would it be?
Probably the piano. Yeah, definitely piano. I feel like piano just has like so many voices and variations. Yeah, piano would be.
Okay. Do you speak any other languages, and would you ever write in that language too?
No, unfortunately not. I do not speak any other languages. If I did, I would probably choose French. I feel like there's a lot of French artists that I'm really into right now. And yeah, I just like the language, the tone, sounds good. Yeah, it'd probably be French. I'm learning though, so yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah. Have you ever had contact from or been visited at a gig by someone famous?
I did play a gig once where I was supporting an artist called Leanne Lahavis. And she was, yeah, we met at the gig and she was really nice and super cool. Yeah, that's probably it though. I haven't played much gigs with this new project that I'm working on, so it's, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What made you start to sing/play?
I think I started singing because I started writing songs first, and I was always a bit worried about singing them just because I thought it was kind of stupid. But I always let my friends sing them, and they would sing them for me. But then one day I couldn't really find anyone to basically sing my songs anymore. So I was at a show, and I basically had to sing the songs for someone else. So that was kind of my introduction to like singing my own songs. I kind of just had to kind of suck up the fear, and just say them, say the lyrics that I wrote down myself. So it kind of happened a roundabout way, but yeah, now I'm sort of getting in the hang of it. It's not too bad now.
Who is your biggest influencer?
There's a load. There's so many. Definitely Bob Marley's definitely one. I grew up on a lot of gospel music, so like people like Fred Hammond, Kirk Franklin, people like Curtis Mayfield. Yeah, and current people like maybe like Tyler the Creator, Sid from the internet. Yeah, I like a bunch of stuff. I think everyone influences me really. Yeah, and it's not even music. It's just like life and friends and other people's stories. Yeah.
Are you always comfortable in the clothes you have to wear for shoots?
Yeah. Usually I am. I love clothes and I love like putting stuff on and like being new characters. So yeah, I love shoots. I don't have them enough, but when I can, I am super excited about them.
Do you ever change your voice for a certain song?
Change my voice. I like to play around with like vocal textures, like effects and stuff. So like, and it kind of helps me. I think like playing with vocal textures and like different sounds, kind of lets me put on like a different like alter ego, and almost like allows me to kind of share another side of me that maybe I usually wouldn't share. So yeah, I do love playing with like vocal sounds and textures. But I just try and keep my usual voice, you know.
Would any of you be interested in collaborating remotely with Ruth on our next song release?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We've got loads of projects coming up soon, so hopefully we'll be able to remotely collaborate with some of you.
We have been the Musically Harmony Melody podcast.
Thank you for tuning in today, and a huge thank you to all our musicians, and thank you for joining us.
We wish them the best of luck in their growing careers and look forward to working with them again in the future.
Stay tuned for more podcasts, stay safe and stay smiling.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Nice to
guys.
meet
Thank
you
you.
all.